Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Joeboy Racing. In today's video I'm going to be going over my anti-post bets for Glorious Goodwood. We've got another one in there for Ascot for Champions Day as well, so let's get stuck into it. Obviously with anti-post betting there is a slightly bigger risk because you don't know if the horses are going to be entered. There's a couple in here that I've got that are like that, but I think at the prices it's worth taking a small each way gamble on some of these. And for some other ones, it's because I fancy them to get the job done or at least go close at the price that they are. So the first race I've had a small anti-post bet on at Glorious Goodwood is in Tuesday, the Lennox Stakes, the Group 2. This one is a little bit of a risky one, that's why I'm only advising a small each way bet. But the selection for me here at this stage is more thunder. You can get 20 to 1 about it on Bet365. It was interesting because as I was doing my research for the video, it shortened down on William Hill's to 12 to 1. It varies across all of the bookmakers. Some have got it at 16, some have got it at 12s. But I think at 20 to 1, it's a great bet to have. William Haggis did mention this horse as a possible Lennox Stakes contender. And I think that he'll have a little bit more pace to aim at than what he did at Newmarket. I know it's a big step up in class for him, but I think he's got the ability to get it done. You've got the likes of Quinault as well entered in here, who's going to set a strong pace, which is what More Thunder is after. So it's not quite as close as it was for me at the July Cup meeting. Never So Brave is entered in here as well, who's the same owner at a lot shorter price. That could be a small red flag because he might not want to run both of them here. But I think if he does run, then he's going to be half the price, 10 to 1 or 12 to 1. So I think there's a little bit of value. Like I said, he's a lot shorter in a race at York with Bet365 at 12 to 1. So they feel he's probably heading there. But with William Hill, it's the other way around. He's 12 to 1 here and 20 to 1 for that race. So I don't think the bookmakers know. I don't think even the trainer probably knows at this stage whether he'll be running or not. But I'm going to be having a small each way stake at 20 to 1 because if he does run, like I say, he's probably going to be half the price. I think he's going to go close. He's an improving horse, and I just think it represents a little bit of value. At 20 to 1, even if you just stick a tenner each way on it now, you're only going to lose £20 if he doesn't run. But if he does run, then you're going to get some great value. Moving on to the next race where I've had a bet, it is the Goodwood Cup at 3:45 on the same day, Tuesday the 29th. I love French Master here. I'm such a big fan of this horse. I saw him at Goodwood. He won money for me at Goodwood. I then had him Ante-Post as well for Royal Ascot. He then duly obliged. Go and check out the short video I have on that. It's the first short I ever made. It's probably one of my favourite videos I've ever made. It was really satisfying that the race panned out sort of exactly as I said. He's a beautifully bred horse. John and Thady Gosden are convinced that he's going to stay this trip. I don't think the step up in trip is going to be a problem for him. When you see how much stamina he had left in the tank, he won pulling away at Royal Ascot, really had a nice turn of foot to charge down the centre and win by a couple of lengths, making up loads of ground. This race will be run different. Obviously, Illinois is a tough opponent. He's done it at this level before, Group 1 level. So, and he's probably not going to have a problem staying the trip. But odds on, I thought it was worth taking him on with this one because I think French Master's got a really good chance. Now, when I was doing my research last night, I put my bet on at 5 to 1 because I viewed it with 3 places as a little bit of a bet to nothing because I can't see him finishing outside the frame unless he absolutely just bombs out at the trip, which I'm hoping he doesn't. However, he has shortened slightly now to 9 to 2. So, at 4.5s, it might put you off because you're not going to get your full stake back. You're still going to get 90% back. And I think once the likes of Scandinavia and Jan Bruegel withdrawn from this, because I can't see them running at this, along with a whole host of others, I think he's going to end up going off 3 to 1, maybe even less because the Fav is so shortly priced. And for me, I thought it was a good bet to nothing. I really like this horse, and I've had a decent, considerable each way stake on him. Moving on to the Wednesday at Glorious Goodwood, we've got the Sussex Stakes. Obviously, Field of Gold is an absolute monster. I've seen it race a couple of times now. Super impressed with him. However, at the price, it's not one that I want to get stuck into. Obviously, a lot of people think it's a good thing, But at this Ante-Post stage, I'm actually having a small each way bet on Delacroix. Now, I know that sounds a little bit crazy because, you know, he was put up as a Derby favourite horse and he's then running the Eclipse over 1 mile 2. But if you watch the interviews back, obviously Ryan Moore is dead keen that this horse is a miler. I know Henry Matisse is shorter in the market at this stage. Bookmakers think he's probably going to be the main entry, and I think he probably will run as well. But at 16 to 1, again, I'm just having a small each way bet on the chance that he does run. Probably even more risky than more fun though, that if he will run or not. But at 16 to 1, again, if you have a tenner each way on it, just as a chancer, you know, if he does get entered for it and Ryan Moore will choose him over Henri Matisse, then he's going to be going off at 2 to 1, 3 to 1, something like that. So I just thought at this stage, that's the angle that I'm going for. Small each way stake on him, because if Ryan Moore's dead keen that he's a miler, and you see that turn of foot that he showed in the Eclipse, out of all of these in the field, I think he's going to give Field of Gold the most danger. So for me, at this stage in the Sussex Stakes, I'm having a small each way bet on Delacroix. Moving on to the Thursday, the 31st of July in the Nassau Stakes. I'm all over whirling this one. I put her up last time against Calpana. Properly brave filly, toughed it out. Again, another short video I have where I sort of called it. I said they was going to get in a battle and Will was going to tough it out. So go and check out that short. Let me know what you think. Give it a like if you like it. I just think with a £9 allowance on a lot of her main competitors here, she's just going to be too strong for these. I really like See the Fire here. Was obviously supplemented at Royal Ascot and didn't finish too far behind Ombudsman, who's a top quality animal. I'm slightly concerned with this selection, guys. Obviously, you can get 2 to 1 about well now. I'm dead keen on her, but 2 to 1, obviously, I'm a little bit concerned that See the Fire might shorten to be Fav and that you might be able to get a bit more of a bigger price about World on the day. So let me down in the comments whether you think See the Fire is going to go off Fav or if you think World's going to go off Fav. I think they're probably both going to end up going off shorter than 2 to 1. But yeah, I absolutely love the filly, one of my favourite horses in training. So for me, the selection's going to be World. I've not had a bet on this one yet. All the other ones that I've talked about, I've had a bet on already. But with this one, I wanted to get your guys' advice, whether you think she's going to lengthen in the market. Cinderella's Dream. Now, I was absolutely gutted at Newmarket when Cinderella's Dream beat January. I was dead keen on January. To be honest, I don't think January should have lost that race. When you see how it was just cruising up the rail, travelling like a dream, I couldn't see it getting beaten. Cinderella's Dream has pulled in and gone, you know, eye to eye with January to make it a proper battle. And January is just ears pinned back, didn't look interested. It reminded me a bit of Zaragana against Sene in at Royal Ascot. But I don't think World's going to do that. If Cinderella's Dream manages to get up there with Whirl in a battle, Whirl will brave it out, tough it out. He's not going to back down the same way that January did in that. So for me, I'm not too concerned about Cinderella's Dream. I do think See the Fire is the biggest threat. Loads of these that are in the field at the minute are going to be taken out. I'm dead confident on the filly. I'm just not 100% sure whether 2 to 1 is the best price you'll be able to get about her. Right, guys. Obviously, I do have other fancies at Glorious Goodwood. That's as far as I've gone in terms of Ante-Post tipping, because a lot of the other ones where you can get odds available now, I just think, you know, the draw's going to come into it a lot. The ground's going to be important as well, and I think it's a little bit too risky to be making plays. So they were the short list of ones that I wanted to back Ante-Post. Obviously, I've not backed well yet. Let me know what you think. I do have a couple for Ascot Champions Day this weekend coming up that I'm going to share with you. I'm absolutely gutted that Amalok is not running in the King George. It was going to be one of my Ante-Post tips. I had to sort of have a rejig and a rethink after it got withdrawn. I really thought it was going to give Calandigan and Jan Bruegel a run for their money, and you could get 10 to 1 about it at the time. So I thought that was great value. Again, another one of my favourite horses is Amalok. So very disappointing that it's been withdrawn, but we move on. The one that I have had a bet on at Ascot for the weekend, obviously now Amalok's been taken out, is a horse called Midnight Tango in the Princess Margaret Stakes at 140. I watched this horse. If you go back and watch my not July Cup day vlog, but the July course vlog that I done as a sort of preparation for the July Cup meeting, I watched this horse and I actually picked it out in the paddock as being the most impressive. It wasn't my first selection because obviously I was on Anthelia, as I spoke to you about in the preview weekend that we've just gone by. But I had a small bet as well, win only. Oh, sorry, no, it was each way. I think at fives or sixes on Midnight Tango as well. And it sort of got held up out the back, was quite far off the pace, but the turn of foot that it had to get up there, and it only ended up going down by a neck, I believe, or half a length to Argentine Tango, who's then finished third to Venetian Sun next time out at the same course. I think it's pretty good form, to be fair. I think there's a lot of runners in here that aren't going to be running. Midnight Tango's already jocked up with Tom Marquand, which I think is a positive jockey booking. And I think at Ascot, the running style is going to suit a little bit better. Coming on off the pace, we saw it time and time again at Royal Ascot. And you can get 14 to 1 about it at the minute with Bet365. It's 10s and 12s with other bookmakers, but I think once the field gets narrowed down, it's going to be around that, 8, 9s, 10s, something like that price. And I think it's a good value bet to have now. I can't see it being withdrawn now. It's been jocked up, and I think it's going to go close. It is going to be my selection on the day. I will be doing a Champions Day preview as well, either tomorrow or on Friday. So keep an eye for that outcoming. But yeah, in terms of, it was going to be Amalok as well for Ante-Post, but as we stand, it's going to be Midnight Tango. Right, guys, so on that note, seeing as Amalok is not running, I wanted to get your guys' opinion. Who do you think is going to be the main play in the King George? For me, obviously, you got the repeat of the Coronation Cup with Jan Bruegel and Calandigan. Fantastic race. I was on Jan Bruegel at 4.5, I believe, for that race. Performed really well. Obviously, it was that price because it had a really bad reappearance run back in Ireland, but Aidan O'Brien's normally don't run well first time out, so I forgave it. It done the business. If it was that price today, I'd be all over it. But I think the biggest price you can get about it is 2 to 1. I may stick a considerable bet on at 2 to 1 because I can see them both going off shorter, 7 to 4, 6 to 4. I think the main danger to those two is Rebels Romance. I can't see Kalpana challenging. I think Jan Bruegel's a much better horse than Whirl, even though Whirl is one of my favourite fillies. And obviously Whirl dealt with Kalpana no problem. I could see Kalpana not running as well, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think there's going to be as much juice in the ground as what people think. Ascot dries out pretty quick and there's not that much rain forecast. So let me know in the comments, guys, who you think. For me, currently, now Amalok's out, I'm siding with Jan Bruegel. A lot of people, though, have been saying Calandigan's the better horse and it will improve on Ascot and etc. etc. So let me know what you think. Like I said at the start of the video, guys, I'm going to be doing my Ascot Champions Day preview as well, where I'll be putting up a few more fancies. I hope this Ante-Post betting guide was useful to you. Obviously, get stuck into the comments. Let me know if there's any more fancies that you have about betting Ante-Post at Glorious Goodwood. A couple of these in here, like I say, are for small each way plays at the time because there's a chance they might not run, and others I think are going to go really close, and it's worth jumping on now when you can. Might be a short price for some, but might be worth jumping on now while you can get the more value while the fields are bigger because not all of them are going to be running. So I hope you liked the video, guys. Give me a like, give me a comment, get involved as always. That's what we like to see, and happy punting.